Hey guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to the monthly general reading for Gemini for June 2020. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Spirit, what messages do you have for Gemini, please, for June? Guidance messages for Gemini for June 2020. Very interesting. All right, so we're reaching the end of a cycle here. Especially with the sun being in your first house, you may be going through a lot of changes, transformations personally, body, mind, soul. What else for Gemini? Very interesting. Yeah, there is a lot happening here. We have a lot of authority energy, a lot of energy involving structures, old ways of thinking, maybe. Things that we conform to. What else for Gemini, please? Yeah, look at this. We have the first major arcana and we have the last major arcana. So there is a new cycle here. You may be in between this transition. What is the most important message for Gemini, please? Most important message of this spread. Look at this. Gemini energy, Knight of Swords. All right, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. So air energy. The Knight of Swords moves fast, moves swift. It can be a pissed off energy. Look at the turbulence in the card. Things could be moving very fast suddenly. Knight of Swords, there could be something that needs to be communicated, information that comes through suddenly, unexpectedly. You may be feeling aggravated, maybe feeling tense or on edge. So we have the Emperor, the Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords, and the Fool. The Emperor represents Aries. This is about authority energy. It is about structure. The Emperor energy tends to like things being in order. We also have this other energy about structure with the Hierophant. Conformity, institutions. It can represent religions. Things that we conform to. This could have been something we felt as though we were extremely tied to. Something that we have been spending a lot of time on. If you look at the Hierophant card, you have the two male figures here who shaved their heads in order to conform to this energy. So something maybe that you feel as though you have been very tied to, very conformed to, something that you have put a lot of time and energy to, you may feel as though it's time to have a change or create a change here. We have this new energy with the Ace of Wands, inspiration, new energy being poured in. And then we have this Ten of Swords and the Fool. So it's like endings and new beginnings, taking a risk. You may be feeling like you need to go down a different path, Gemini. Try something new. You may have felt disappointed in something that you believed, something that you've been really tied to with that Devil energy. There's a lot about conformity here, restriction, feeling restricted, maybe feeling like you need to break free of restrictions. That's coming up very strongly. With the Ten of Swords is a difficult energy here of processing, for some feeling betrayed, for others feeling disappointed. Especially with Swords energy, it is about what is going on in our heads. How we think, how we perceive the information. The Fool represents a new beginning, taking a risk, a leap of faith. It's the start of a new cycle. It's the beginning of the major arcanas. So it's like a new journey here where we don't quite know what's ahead, but we feel this urge to really just take this new path. There's a strong urge with the Knight of Swords. The Devil, whatever you've been tied to, whatever you've conformed to, with the Hierophant. We're going to clarify that energy in a bit, but the devil represents Capricorn, the Hierophant represents Taurus. I've been talking about this Uranus and Taurus energy for a while because Uranus is about rebellion and Taurus is about the structures that we conform to, the Hierophant, patterns, old ways of being, structures globally, things worldwide, institutions, authority. So there's all these changes here that are happening. This devil energy, it's like a feeling of oppression, feeling oppressed and suppressed. Now we have the Ace of Cups as well. So we have two aces. The Ace of Cups can represent a new way of being spiritually, emotionally, our personal happiness. And then we have the World card here. So the World represents the end of the cycle. These are the four fixed signs here: Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius. Old ways of being, things that we, again, have conformed to. All right, so let's start clarifying for Gemini. Let's take a look at this Knight of Swords. Let's clarify this Knight of Swords for Gemini, please. There's so many retrogrades happening right now that there's a lot of energy. Look at this. We have Knight of Wands. Yeah. All right. Knight of Wands, a little less swift than the Knight of Swords, but the Knight of Wands charges forward. The Knight of Wands can be that pissed off energy. Same thing with the Knight of Swords. So you're charging, you're rearing, you're ready to go. There's a lot of passionate energy here. But with the Knights, there's a sense of needing to be careful because sometimes we can move a little bit too fast without having all the information that we need. So do be careful of that. But I feel like you know what needs to happen in this situation. All right, let's take a look at this Ten of Swords. What is this Ten of Swords in regards to, please? And then we'll look at the Devil. Yeah, you're ready for new opportunities. Although this may be difficult to process or difficult to deal with, this may feel alien or foreign to you because this is all new and you don't quite know what's ahead. This ending with the Ten of Swords is bringing new opportunities and new beginnings. Now, the Ace of Pentacles represents the beginning stages of something. We have three aces here, so it is the beginning stages, but just know that this is going to materialize into something. It's going to bear fruit. This is the message of the Ace of Pentacles. The Fool is saying, take the risk, take the leap of faith, the new beginning. Let's clarify that Devil energy. I feel like you've been very dedicated to something. Clarify the Devil. But now all this information is coming out. Let's clarify that Devil energy for Gemini. Okay, this could be a work situation. This could be some kind of connection. A person in a group of people you know. The Three of Pentacles represents trying to build something. For some, trying to fix something. Okay, yeah, Ten of Wands. This has become very overbearing. It's become exhausting with the Ten of Wands. So we have all these endings and new beginnings. 10 is the end of the phase again, just like the Ten of Swords. This Ace of Cups, new energy. So whatever here is ending or needs to be moved along in order for this new beginning, I feel like it is going to be a bit challenging. There's a lot of exhaustion. There's a lot of feeling dedicated to something, but I feel like here ties need to be cut with a situation, person. All right, I'm going to move on to Oracle guidance. So I'm using the energy deck and the romance angels. What message does Gemini need to hear, please, about the situation? Interesting. Look at this. Patience. Now, I mentioned about not moving too fast because the Knight of Swords is very impatient. The Knight of Wands wants it now. So don't exhaust yourself mentally as you're in this transition. But I feel like you know what you need to do. It's just a matter of time. So we have patience and then we have journey. So both those two cards came out. Very interesting. This journey could feel very foreign to you because you're entering a new phase or something that is a little bit unexpected, but there is movement that is happening. So there's some kind of shift that you're going through right now. Especially with that devil energy and the feelings of suppression and oppression and the Hierophant, something you really dedicated your time to. But most importantly, look at what is motivating you. It should be your personal happiness and health. So with that Ten of Swords, there are difficulties in terms of endings and things that you put a lot of time and effort into, but this new journey is going to bring you a lot more happiness. But it's interesting how the Patience card came out, because it feels almost like maybe you're so focused on hurrying this up and moving this forward, which would definitely be some Gemini energy. But there needs to be an inner peace here. There's a bit of stillness. And it's not that things aren't going to move forward, because we have the Journey card and that is about moving forward, but you may be in a rush or be feeling angst or anxiety. So we have to kind of let go and, let Spirit guide us and take the lead on this at the same time. It's definitely a Gemini energy, the twins. It's like a duality I'm getting here. We have to find somewhere in the middle here for you. All right, and let's look at the Romance Angels card. Interesting. We already have one, playfulness, recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit to shine, and I want to pull one more for Gemini. Okay, look at this, deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Devil energy. Hierophant. This is very intensive because there's a lot here. Playfulness, I can relate to the Fool, and learning to be, maybe not take the situation so serious, see the lesson for what it is. But with the deception card here, be careful of this deception. Be careful of, this could be even for some of you where this is not about romance, deceiving yourself because you've been so dedicated to something. I feel like there's a need here to let go and to move forward, because we really have the end of one journey and the beginning of a new one, Gemini. So there could be a lot of conflict going on, head and heart, in your mind, especially with these eclipses coming up. Sometimes this can happen fast, or can bring about an energy of feeling like I need to do this now. So definitely take this day by day. I hope that you have an amazing month ahead. If you're interested in a private reading or following me on Facebook or Instagram, I'm also doing birth charts. All that information is in the description box below. Take care.